We're running a special trial for our level 1 membership, and I'm going to show you a lot about what's in here, especially our Slimulator Momentum Tracker. This is for really investors or position traders. It has a 3-month perspective, 3 to 6 months. And along with that, and I'm going to demonstrate that for you in just a moment when I do Investor Pulse, the weekly stock index report is what you get, which looks at all of our charts, and you can see our analysis, momentum indicators, everything on the S&P 500, NASDAQ, and the Russell. It is a very comprehensive report. The weekly ETF review, we look at the major spider sectors. The askSlim Market Week archive, I have hundreds of market weeks in there, and you're going to be able to go back and review and learn so much from the way I do analysis. And our Slim blog, we put up fresh analysis in there on a lot of stocks and futures and ETFs every single week. So all you have to do is be a level 1 member to have access to all of that. And our special trial for 1 month, just $14.50. All you have to do is write Matt at askSlim.com. And if you want to take a 3-month trial, he's got a great one for you in there also. All you have to do is ask for it. So this is our level 1 membership trial. All of this unbelievable stuff, just $14.50. So write to Matt at askSlim.com. What I want to do now is, as we're doing Investor Pulse, I want to focus on real estate. I'm going to look at the 3 most active real estate ETFs. And how am I going to do that? I'm going to go into the watch lists right over here, and I'm going to go to my watch list, and I put 3 of them in there, and I'm going to select that. And what you can see in here is the XLRE, the IYR, and the VNQ. And what you can see also is that a directional bias in here is neutral on all of these. However, the long-term conditions are negative, and that makes these all slightly bearish. And the things in neutral, or this little uptick right over here in the short term, really is fighting against a really negative condition, in my opinion. And I'm going to show you that as I go through some charts here. So I wanted to give you a good idea of the Slimulator, and you can see that. When there's so much information in here, it's unbelievable. If I happen to pop up the XLRE over here, you can see when there was the last changes. You could see the charts in here, and they show you where it changed to very bearish right over here. And if we have any notes, they'll show up in there. But in this case, I don't think we have any notes on it. So that's a real good example of all of the things that are in here in the Slimulator Momentum Tracker. But now let's do some analysis as we switch out of this Slimulator into the one of the individual ETFs. We're going to look at the IYR. So I still have Intel up here. We're going to switch this to IYR. And I'm going to put up my cycle analysis on the weekly chart. So what you can see in here is something very interesting, and that is that it had been moving up pretty nicely, and I'm just going to go out here for 10 years so you can really get a picture of this. It had been moving up pretty nicely over here for 2 cycles, and then had this massive collapse. We talked about the real estate and industry, and of course business in trouble all over the place, and that's why you had this big crash in there. So I want you to see momentum turn negative right over here based on our Hull Moving Average indicator. And this negative momentum, despite the rebound, has continued. So this is in alignment with what we were saying about this entire group and about the stock market, that this has moved up about halfway back, and our projection is that this will fail and move sharply to the downside. Real estate, in my opinion, is in massive trouble in this country, and you can see in this picture right in here, it is very likely to be moving down in a significant way again. Now, I want you to look at this pattern, the big break and then the big recovery right over there. I'm going to go back here, and I'm going to look at 2000 peak right in here where we had the 2000 bear market. I'm sorry, 2000 Can I get back there? I meant to go to 207, I think. There we go, right over here. So here's the 2000 bear market right in here. And you could see that what happened was that, I'm on monthly, let's just go to weekly right over here. Just going to change the time frame because what I want to show you is the period right back over here, the 2002 period. The same thing happened. You had this big break as the bear market hit, and you recovered back more than halfway, and it had this massive hit over there. So this is 2001, this is 2002, and the same thing, an absolute crash, a recovery, and then it continued down for a very long period of time. I'm going to show you the same thing as we move up into the 2007 financial crisis right over here, and you can see the same thing, a big break off the high for IYR. This is the real estate, iShares Real Estate Trust, and then comes back about halfway and then absolutely annihilated after that. So there's so many similarities in here, and that says to me here as we look at current time that this negative momentum and this halfway retracement back is saying that there's another big decline to me in the IYR and in the real estate sector, and that says a lot about junk bonds. It says a lot about the overall stock market, that there's a lot of trouble there. When I look at the daily chart, I'm just going to switch over to the daily drawings right in here. You can see right in here, it had nice positive momentum right during this period. The momentum goes negative right here as the slim ribbon turns red. You could see that down arrow, and then the collapse. So it gets below the important lows, the momentum is negative, and the collapse. And now you have this flag forming and the momentum going neutral. This is what was reflective as you looked at it on the Slimulator Momentum Tracker. Once we get under here and that momentum goes negative again, there's a big potential for a free fall. So that is an important look at the IYR on the left, that weekly pattern right over there with the rebound, and showing you on the right here on the daily making that bear flag and the momentum only going neutral there. That really is a picture of a potential large decline again for the real estate sector, and I thought that was really important to show you as we looked at that in our investor pulse. Don't forget that you can get the trial and get the this app and everything else that you see on here for only $14.50 if you write to Matt at askSlim.com. You just get in. It's kind of the way to step up and just become part of our community, and then you could look at everything else that we have, get an idea of what's on the site, the things we talk about, and then maybe you'll upgrade at that point. If not, maybe you'll say this isn't for me. It's fine. Just come in, take a look at it, experience this great app, and I think that you will love what we have there.